this weekend is the first chapter in what we hope is the first of a long and winding road between two guys. And it's the first chapter of Bo Nix versus Patrick Mahomes.
Dun, 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 dun. First chapter, man. It's finally here. Bo gets to see what it's like to go up against one of the greatest players to play the game right now. And Bo can be the guy to say, okay, I respect that. I respect you. But I'm here now. And I want to be one of the greatest to play at some point in my career. So it's going to be fun. A rookie quarterback against a savvy veteran.
Is Pat Mahomes already one of the 5 greatest players to ever play?
Yeah, Zach, he is.
I think he is too.
You know, everything he has done till this point, he's been to multiple Super Bowls. He's 30 years old with a lot more in him. You kind of have to kind of just give it to him. Now, if Tom was still playing.
And just quick correction, he's not 30 yet.
Oh, he's not 30. He's 29. You're right.
He won't turn 30 until the start of next football season, September 17th.
Dang it, Pat.
That is insane.
He's 29 years old with multiple Super Bowls. He has always been in the playoffs. It's wild.
He's never not been in the AFC Championship game.
See, that's wild in itself.
That's psychotic.
I'm jealous.
Three Super Bowls, all 3 of them Super Bowl MVP. That's insane. He's been a Pro Bowl every single year that he's been on the field. He's led the league in passing touchdowns multiple times. The kid is just his career passer rating is an NFL record. His career passing yards per game is an NFL record. His passing touchdowns in a single postseason is tied for an NFL record. Total yards by a quarterback in a single season is a quarterback record. The dude is an absolute freak. And you know what my least favorite part about it is? He's not, unlikable.
A very likable guy.
He is.
Very likable guy. He's all about his business. He's never out there doing the wrong stuff. Like, you want to model yourself after somebody like Patrick Mahomes. Truly. And I know that it's like, well, why are we talking about the Chiefs when it's all about the Broncos? But just as a football fan, somebody that loves football, you have to just appreciate what Patrick Mahomes is doing, admire it. And I even think for Patrick Mahomes, it's like, do you really understand what you're doing? Do you really understand what you're doing? And I don't even think Patrick Mahomes understands what he is doing because he's in the moment.
Oh, I disagree.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. He's such a student of the game, that's why.
He is, but he's so fiery. Do you think Tom Brady, and I know you care about it, but do you really understand what you're doing until you're done? And you're just sitting there and you're saying, dang, I'm really the greatest player to play this game.
Yeah. I think you start to have an idea when people are arguing on TV whether you're more successful than Tom Brady, and should they win the Super Bowl this year, and Lord knows they're favored to do it, it's the first three-peat in the history of the sport before he would turn 30 years old. He would have more Super Bowls on his hand than decades alive on planet Earth. It's just it's incredible, and we hope that Bo can just start by being a thorn in that man's side.
Yeah, let's just start there.
You ever rocking your shoe?
Yeah. It's not fair to try to sit here and be like, Bo, go and compete with Patrick Mahomes. Like, no. But I love how you put it, Zach. Be the thorn, all right, in Patrick Mahomes' side, his foot, his butt, wherever you want to put it. Just be a pain in his butt every time he has to play the Denver Broncos. And you know what? If Bo Nix can be the quarterback, the franchise quarterback for this team, and that's all that matters, all right, and compete every time he steps foot against Patrick Mahomes, one, it's going to make it fun. He's going to bring a lot of viewers, but it's going to help other quarterbacks around the league. Someone like Josh Allen that can't get past Patrick Mahomes. If someone like Bo Nix is competing and finding ways to beat Patrick Mahomes here and there, maybe Josh Allen doesn't have to always compete against Patrick Mahomes.
That would be nice. That would be nice. Well, here's the thing is, that's not a Josh Allen issue.
No.
That's an NFL issue. He's got Lamar Jackson underneath his thumb. That game was in Baltimore last year. Didn't matter. Mahomes is the Grim Reaper.
Well, look this year. He already beat Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes already beat Lamar Jackson the first game of the year.
Yeah. Yeah. No, you're right. You're right. He is the NFL daddy right now. He really is. So just acknowledging the truth for what it is, you can start there, right? Everyone in the league has a Mahomes and Kansas City problem. This is not a Denver-specific issue. But we'll see if Bo is up for the task, man. And hopefully, if the Broncos hit on Bo Nix, and Bo Nix is a franchise quarterback, how many times should these guys play each other over the next decade? I mean, it should be at minimum twice a year.
Yeah.
Home and away, and maybe another time in the playoffs.
It should be like that if we can hit on Bo Nix. And right now, how he's developing, it's looking bright for us. Now, of course, it's rookie year. All right, 9 games he has played. So we just don't know. It's not a big enough sample size. But I'm excited. I'm encouraged of what I have seen from Bo. Now, this game here, Bo can make a lot of noise for himself and for the Denver Broncos if they can go into Arrowhead and upset the Kansas City Chiefs with Patrick Mahomes being in the driver's seat over there. It's a tall task. It's going to be tough, but it can be done.
It can be done.
And Bo Nix has that competitive edge to him.
He does.
Right? We talk about the intangibles, something you can't see in a guy. That's what Bo Nix has, that tenacity, that intensity. He wants to win. He wants to be a winner. He doesn't want to just look at Lamar Jackson and Patrick Mahomes and Google eye them. No, he wants to be a part of the conversation.
Yeah.
All right, later on down the line in his career. And so I'm excited to see what Bo Nix does against a very good Kansas City Chief team.
Here is Bo Nix on watching Patrick Mahomes through the years.
Yeah, I've obviously watched him for a long time since he was putting up really good numbers in college, and then now obviously in the league, he's the best in the league right now. So everyone is trying to match him. Everybody's trying to catch up, I feel like, but he does a great job of just being himself, playing within the system, and makes plays when his team needs him to.
He does a great job of just being himself. It's so true. Mahomes plays a unique brand of football that he wants to play from the pocket.
Yeah.
He will run on you.
He can run.
If that second level is there for him, he'll take it, and he'll slide perfectly on time. You don't see Patrick Mahomes taking hits, right? Like Bo can, like Josh Allen can.
I hope Bo's looking.
Like Lamar
listening
can.
right now.
All
Bo's
those, yeah.
listening to you.
But he's super wise, like with the spots
Very
that he
smart.
picks, and he'll also run out of the pocket, not to run for a first down, but just create new throwing lanes for himself. He's got all the different arm angles, kind of like Stafford and Rodgers.
Yeah.
It's shoot. I mean, you were part of the game. He literally put in his left hand and threw a completion.
Zach, watching Patrick Mahomes in person, it just frustrates you. I know it does on the TV, but just watching what he does, how he moves, how he commands the huddle. He has that little hand thing he likes to do. It's like, give me the play right now. I'm ready to tear him up.
Yep.
Any given time that man steps on the field, it could be a touchdown. It's going to be a magical play. And then you add Andy Reid to it with the scheme and the dress, dressing up the play. It's a beautiful sight if you're the Kansas City Chiefs. It sucks if you're an opponent of the Kansas City Chiefs and you're trying to win a game.
Right. And you know what he's done a great job at, I think, and improved? And he's always been great. But here recently, last year, this year, he is okay with playing a quote-unquote boring brand of football, and I know he's turned it over too much this year, but it's not the running gun Chiefs of 2018-19 where it's speed over the top. He led the league in screen passes last year, and he is okay with putting away his hatchet and dissecting you with a scalpel, and he's matured that way.
Well, you know what he's okay with doing now, and I will say this. There was a couple of people that were upset that I said that the Kansas City Chiefs were finesse and they weren't a power running team, because that's what the Kansas City Chiefs want to be. Their identity wants to be through Patrick Mahomes. But this year, they've done a lot better job of just handing the ball off.
Yep.
They've done a lot. The Chiefs have done a better job of just taking it out of Patrick Mahomes' hands sometimes, giving him a break. All right, bring another element to the game. And it's working. It's working. But if you ask Patrick Mahomes, hey, what do you want to do? He wants to pass the ball 40 times a game.
Sure.
That's any quarterback.
Sure. And Andy Reid is wired like that as well.
Yeah, but he's doing a good job, and Patrick Mahomes we're talking about, of just adjusting and adapting to what's working right now. Put it in the defense's hands and run the football. And when it's there with the passing, and now you got DeAndre Hopkins, now you have Travis Kelce that's coming along again. it just makes it easier for Patrick Mahomes and the receivers to have one-on-one opportunities. And that's kind of what we're asking for here in Denver. If we're going to beat the Kansas City Chiefs, Zach, we're going to have to control the ball. We're going to have to control the clock. And that means you have to have a running game. And it doesn't have to look sexy. I'm not looking for the running backs to break 10, 15-yard runs every time they touch the ball. But when it's 2nd and 3, 3rd and 1, can you get the first down so we could restart the down and move the chains and the clock is still ticking? That's what you need when you have a rookie quarterback, all right, and a team on the other side that's dominant, they're undefeated, and they're going for another Super Bowl. They're trying to look for another Super Bowl. You got to slow the game down and take clock when you can.
Yeah. I really have to start using my imagination to think that the Broncos are going to go into Arrowhead, beat Kansas City without effectively running the ball.
Yeah.
I said use my imagination. I kind of have to put my brain in a pretzel to get there. They're going to have to game control. Not like you said, not like every run needs to go for 8 yards, but you're going to need to keep their defense on the field. And let's just be honest, man. Like, they have the single greatest player in the world, but right now, I think if you have to choose, the Chiefs' defense is the better side of the ball, and that's really hard to reconcile.
For the second straight year.
Right. That's really hard to reconcile. That, yeah, you have the best quarterback and the best player at the most important position, but it's actually the defense that's a little bit scarier right now.
And it's like, what can you do with that? Like we said, take clock, put it in your defense's hands. Defense is going to have to come up big for the Denver Broncos. Yeah, Denver's defense gave up a lot of yards, and they got punched in their mouth against Baltimore Ravens.
Yep.
But that was one game. The Chiefs are going to think they could do this exact same thing. Denver's going to have to stop either the pass or the run. Take the run away and force someone like Patrick Mahomes to run around with a banged-up ankle. But don't let Patrick Mahomes have his cake and eat it, too, by being able to run the football and throw the football like the Baltimore Ravens were able to do to us. Because if they can do that, it's going to be a long game for the fan base and for the players out there.
Yeah. And Mahomes is such where, like, there will be a play this weekend where everyone's sticky in the secondary, there's a pass rush coming, and it's 3rd and 6, and Mahomes is going to scamper for 7.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Those are so back-breaking. You know how many times he's carried the football this year in 8 games? 36 times. So it's not quite like maybe like Lamar, but it's more than a little bit, and it's something that will pop up on Sunday. So here's a little bit from Sean Payton yesterday talking about Kansas City.
Yeah, well, it's the heart of a champion, and they've been in a lot of closer games this year. They've had some injuries, like all of us. They're playing really, really good on defense. So what's interesting sometimes is, historically speaking, many of you have covered this league for a long time, and if I asked you about the Montana or Steve Young 49ers, we all think of the offense always. Those guys had fantastic defenses, and I would say this team we're playing has got a real good defense. And so, we've got a ton of tape, obviously a divisional opponent on the road. We're going to have a good week, and we're going to have to play well.
You hear like the respect
Yeah.
and reverence that he's got for the defensive side of the ball.
And just the understanding of like where they are at, when I'm talking about the Kansas City Chiefs, and where we're at right now. It's not impossible for the Broncos to beat the Chiefs, but you have to be able to respect your opponent and understand who they are. A very, very good team. You have the best player in the world at quarterback and a defense that is playing really good football. But how do you do it? How do you beat it? You go out there and you go at them. Zach, when we played the Kansas City Chiefs in Arrowhead, Zach, it was snowing. You remember that game? It was a snowy game. It was like a blizzard. It looked like a blizzard game.
Yes. He played great.
Mahomes,
you're talking about.
Patrick Mahomes.
Yes. I remember after the game, he's like, maybe I'm a snow game guy.
Yeah.
He's like, maybe I'm a snow game guy. I'm like, this freaking guy.
Like, relax. All right, relax. Stop disrespecting us. So I made it. I was like, you know what? When I'm not in, I'm going to watch what Patrick Mahomes does, but especially what Travis Kelce does. Because why is this man always open? Why is he always open? He must be routing people up. Zach, I watched the whole entire game, and Travis Kelce had one move, and it was run 10 yards and sit there, right? Like sit it like a hitch.
Yep.
And then find the sweet spot. And Travis and Mahomes are on the same page so well that they understand when to do something and when not to.
Yeah.
I think Travis Kelce had like 10 receptions, and it wasn't nothing special, nothing cute.
Yep, I remember.
And it's like you can't let Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes have that connection in this game. Take Travis out of it. And I know he hasn't been playing all that great, but that's his guy.
Yeah, it is.
You know, that's like Gronk and Tom Brady.
No doubt.
All it takes is a couple throws, and they win the game because of it. You got to try to find a way to take Travis Kelce out of it. I know it's hard, and it's easy to say it, but going out there and doing it, they're going to have to make it an emphasis to shut down Travis Kelce because that's Patrick Mahomes' go-to guy.
Well, easier said than done. Easier said than done. And Kelce, for what it's worth, is coming off his best game of the season. He's got one 100-yard game this year, and it was on Monday Night Football on 14 receptions. The week before that, he had 90 yards and a touchdown against the Raiders. So he, after a really slow start to the season, first game of the year, 34 yards. Second game of the year, 1 catch for 5 yards. He is really starting to recapture who he's been. And
Pick some steam up.
Yep. And you just know by December and January, Kelce's going to be out there running
I feel like
around.
we've already read this book before.
I know. Same script. They just keep on running it back. They just keep on running it back. On the RamosLaw.com text line, 303-713-1043. You guys, put your name on it. I'd love to give you a shout out. It says, how good would Mahomes be if the Jets or Browns or Jacksonville drafted him? You want to know what? I appreciate the question, but it's not relevant.
It's not.
They didn't draft him. Kansas City did. Andy Reid did. And, just to weigh in, though, like, do I think it would be the same level of success? No, because this is a perfect and unique fit. Would Patrick Mahomes still figure it out in those other places? Yeah, I think he would have. To this degree, maybe not. But I think when a player's that great.
He's good. And I agree with you, Zach. Like, you put him on the Jets, he probably wouldn't look as good as he does with the Kansas City Chiefs because Andy Reid is a Hall of Fame coach.
Yes.
But you know what? Everybody was shooting at the same basket. If they had the opportunity to pick Patrick Mahomes, they could have. And I know Sean tried to. Sean tried to take Patrick Mahomes, and it just didn't work.
Not hard enough.
Reid, yeah.
Because he didn't go number one. He didn't go number one or two or three or four or five.
No. But hey, he's a Kansas City Chief probably for life.
Oh, no question. No question. And it's just so crazy, like, how things work. Like, we were just talking about the value, dollars and cents-wise, that Deion Sanders has brought to CU Boulder. Think about the valuation of the Kansas City Chiefs 10 years ago compared to today. It's just, when you hit on a guy like that, hey, and pardon me, because Buffalo's building a new stadium.
They are, yeah.
They're not building a new stadium without Josh Allen. They're not.
You need a quarterback. You need a quarterback, and that's why it's so important for us to hit on Bo Nix.
Yep.
Because we want to be the team, too, saying, hey, we have a quarterback. It doesn't have to be a Josh Allen. He doesn't have to be a Patrick Mahomes, but he needs to be Bo Nix, and that should be good enough for us to win games year in and year out.
Oh, that'd be great. That'd be great. Something to put on your radar, a very relevant stat here heading into the first matchup between Bo Nix and Pat Mahomes. And it's really not Bo Nix against Pat Mahomes. It's Bo Nix against Steve Spagnuolo's defense. All right? Rookie quarterbacks against Spags' defense are 1-11 since he was hired in 2019 in Kansas City. 1-11. You know the one rookie that got it done? The one rookie was Justin Herbert in 2020. He had a great rookie season, but he's the only one that's been able to figure it out against Kansas City. The last Broncos rookie to face Kansas City in Kansas City, you were there, I believe, Drew Lock.
Yeah.
18 of 40 for 200 yards, 0 touchdowns, a pick, in a 23-3 loss.
In the cold.
That might have been that snow game.
Yeah, in the cold, in the snow.
Ooh.
Good luck, guys. Hopefully it's not snowing this Sunday.
Yeah, we'll see. Well, I checked the weather because Sean had some comments about, like, they could be getting weather. I checked it before I came in. It's changed. It looks like it's going to be a nice day, like 50, 55, sunny.
That's good for Bo.
It is right, because you remember the last time. You remember the last time.
We all remember that time.
A little wet. -7 passing yards in the first half. So never been done before. So keep it dry. All right.